and welcome to my first review of 2017. What we got here then, what we got for the first review of 2017. Actually, I've had this for a couple of weeks. I was going to review it a couple of weeks ago, but I had an accident and I was on sick leave, so I fractured a bone in my shoulder, so I just couldn't be bothered. It was very painful. Anyway, I'm back now, and what I got? Okay, what we got here is the Oukitel U20 Plus. However you pronounce it, whatever way you think is the right way is no problem. I got this from King Sook. It was around about $100, and you can get it for that price, maybe cheaper, maybe a bit more expensive. You just have to check online. And I've been using it for the last couple of weeks, and it's all been pretty positive. So I'll just give you the quick rundown of the specs. So the U20 Plus comes with a 5.5 inch full HD screen, and they say that this is a Sharp, as in Sharp the company, screen, and it's a full 1920 by 1080. I think it's pretty decent. It's just more than decent. It has 2 GB of RAM, 16 GB internal memory, and you can expand it with SD card, and it is powered by MTK 6737T, and that is clocked at 1.5 gigahertz. It's the overall, I mean, that is, it seems to be the spec of a lot of kind of phones these days. So what's going to make this one stand out? Okay, well, if you notice here, let me put it this way, try and get it in focus. I'm using my Sony today because my GoPro is still not fixed, so apologies if it's out of focus sometimes. What can I do? You can see here, yeah, it's got a dual lens rear camera, and what that is a 13 megapixel camera that also has a lower megapixel secondary camera, and supposedly, if you believe the blurb, and you'll see other phones have got this now as well. I think the iPhone, you know, the 6 Plus and the 7 Plus, I think they have dual lens. Huawei do it as well. Basically the secondary lens is, I think, to help sharpen focus, and also to give like a depth of field, so that you can maybe get that bokeh effect, which means that in the foreground the picture is clear, but in the background there's a kind of blur around it. Now I'll be honest with you, I didn't fiddle about with it that much. I would say that generally the photos that I took were alright. I'm not saying they were spectacular, but I really didn't fiddle around with it, and probably you could get a lot more out of it than I did. It has a 5 megapixel camera, front facing camera, which is pretty decent, and this has a 3300 mAh battery, and it's 4G LTE. Now the phone itself is actually, you know, I mean, okay, what does it look like? Of course we all know what it looks like. It looks like a iPhone, and it's you know, so get that out of the way first of all. It's oops, nearly run out of battery. This is, so you can see now I've got it on the battery saver mode. Okay, come out of that, and we're back now. Okay, so it's polycarbonate or plastic background. I'm not sure if this is a Corning Gorilla Glass. Mine's came with a screen protector on it, and generally when they come like that, then I'm not sure if how you know, scratch resistant the glass is underneath it. So it's 2.5D curved affair, but you know, it's pretty decent. This is my second Oukitel phone. I had the tank of a phone which was the K10000 that had a 10,000 mAh battery, but it weighed a ton. I mean, it was really like a weapon, but decent screen, 720 screen, and you could reverse charge. So basically the battery on it was like a, you know, you could use it to charge other things as well as run your phone. Out in the desert, where, because I'm living in the desert, I could see that phone being pretty handy, because really it you know, if you're not using it other than for calls, it's going to last a long time. And I do know a couple of my local friends who have bought one of them, because when they're going out into the desert, that's what they take as their backup phone. It was very well built, but it was just a bit too heavy for me. I did sell it to somebody. So this one, what am I going to say? The build is, I think, is pretty decent, even though it's plastic. It's got a nice weight to it, and you know, even though that's polycarbonate, I still think it's pretty decent. So there you go. Now let me see. I did a Antutu, and can you see there? It got a respectable score, 39,000. So yeah, I mean, really, you know, for $100, full HD, 4G LTE, I think you know, it's pretty decent and worth the money. Now this comes with no bloatware. It has no none of this really annoying malware that you have to root your phone and use stubborn Trojan remover to remove. It comes with nothing. So Oukitel, kudos, big thumbs up, thanks for not filling this with this adware that is really annoying, pop-ups, etc, etc. There you can see the headphone jack. You can see here the dual grill, but I think that's only one speaker there. The speaker is, you know, it's nothing to write home about. The music via my Jaybirds sounds pretty decent. It's not the best, but yeah, it's decent. And I tried it with my Zero, the USB headphones that have the DAC, or the, you know, digital audio converter and amplifier. Sounded very, very good. So, you know, that's fine. Again, for $100, what can you expect? Now they say that you can have up to 128 GB expandability on this, which is, again, I would say pretty decent. And or you can have dual SIM. So the fingerprint scanner, pretty decent. Again, I don't really use it that often, but the other phone that I'm using now, which I'll be reviewing probably in a week or two, I've started to use the fingerprint scanner just to, you know, whatever, to see and to try it. So let's see how that goes. The video, the camera, as I said, well, look, I wasn't using it to its full extent, so maybe other people fiddling around with it could get better than, you know, what I did out of it. I'm not going to comment that it wasn't crap, okay, and it probably could be better. I did some video which was fine, but it's not as good as the phone that I've got now. I won't tell you the name of the one I've got now, but it wasn't as good as that. And I don't think the video wasn't bad, but you know, it wasn't great either. But you know, it's fine. Again, $100. What do you expect? It's still a very decent phone. The screen is the standout for me, definitely. This is full HD screen. I think it's the colours on it are pretty decent. It's not washed out. It's very sharp. You can see. I don't see any pixels, you know. And I was using it for a good 2 weeks. So again, good job from Oukitel giving us that decent screen. Now, for $100, I had a few people looking at this and admiring this. They'd never heard of the brand, and most people will shy away from it, you know. But I've been trying to convert people, and you know, generally when I'm selling my stuff, people are buying it, and they really don't have much problems. Some people have had some issues with, like, say, that VK World T2, it just stopped working, you know. So you know, sometimes you have to take a risk, but there's certain brands that I think you'll have no problems with, and Oukitel is one of them. They seem to be releasing more and more phones, and they seem to be getting better and better, and they're pretty cheap. So it's definitely worth having a you know, having a punt and checking out you know, any of their phones. But this one, I mean, I like it. Now, okay, maybe you know, they could have added some more dollars to the price and given us a magnesium body. Okay, maybe, but for me, I really don't mind plastic. Still looks good, looks like metal, so I really don't mind. And on a day-to-day usage, try to not show the get the reflection here on that light, but on a day-to-day usage, this I never noticed any lag. I noticed no issues whatsoever. Everything worked very fast, and I did not experience any problems at all. The 2 GB of RAM and the processor kept things spinning along, so most people's daily usage, they're not going to have any problems at all. Now, anybody who's interested in playing games, okay, well, you know, limit your expectations. It will undoubtedly will play less demanding games, but it most probably won't take the very demanding games that you know, with these you know, higher graphics, higher frame rates, etc. So again, limit your expectations. It is $100, but it's pretty decent. Now, in the box, I forgot to tell what came in the box. Well, you got one of these things, and also there was a another screen protector, and just the charger. So wasn't you know, not too bad. No headphones, but oh, I think this is screen protector. Oh no, that's the oh, that's for putting back on when I clean it all up. No headphones, but that seems to be par for the course now. Some do, like the new phone I just received, I got some headphones. So you know, what is my final thoughts on this? I think it's a decent phone for $100, and anybody who has not heard of Oukitel, or who's been fancying to try but a wee bit worried to do it, then, you know, I would say go ahead and buy. I don't think you would really regret it. Really, I think the quality, the build quality is pretty decent. It's better than you know, some others that I've tried, but and the screen, I think they really, you know, did a really good job with the screen. Before I forget, of course, call quality. Okay, call quality, not like the BlackBerry Passport, which still got the top call quality for clearness and loudness, but it's all right. You know, I'm not going to complain too much about it. So and just this one I routed with it didn't have any as I say, there was no bloatware, but I wanted to just double check, so I routed it with King Root. You can see the, oh, hold on, see it there, it's not difficult to get it into focus. Anyway, you can see it there. I rooted it, and then I tried Stubborn Trojan Remover from the App Store, and it was there was nothing there. So as I said, for most people they're not going to have to do that, but it did root easy enough with King Root. So yep, that's about it. I think it's a decent phone. I'll just say, I noticed that if you've got any questions or comments or whatever, you know, just leave them down at the bottom. I will do my best to answer them. I noticed some comments on some other reviews, and you know, look, I don't mind, anybody can say whatever the hell they want. You know, I'm just doing this as a wee bit of fun. It's not particularly high production value. You know, there is another lot of very good YouTube guys doing, you know, a lot better job than I do for reviewing. I'm thinking of like Tech Tablets, my G&J. He's really good, that guy. Tech Tablets, Australian guy. He's really good. And then there's another one, Tech Utopia. He's pretty decent. So, you know, I don't really see the point in people complaining. I'm only trying to show, you know, another perspective, and if it helps you make the decision to buy a phone, then you know, you know, it's great. So you want high production values, no problem. There's plenty of YouTube guys doing it and really good. Check out Tech Utopia guy, he's really good. And the irony being is a Muslim guy reviewing phones in my old city of Edinburgh, and here I am in Saudi Arabia reviewing phones in the heart of Islam. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, check these YouTubers out as well to get, you know, as much as much reviews and much information as possible. But I would recommend that, you know, people who might be on the fringe of buying is don't be scared. You know, you can really, for the most part, Gearbest, Banggood, King Souk, Souk.com if you're out in the Middle East, whatever. If you really fancy it, do it. Don't be scared. Really, you know, these websites will give you a guarantee, and you can return it if you have any problems. And there are certain brands that really you're not going to have any problems with. I forgot to mention, this comes with Android 6, so it's pretty good. I don't know if they'll get an update, but it was a wireless update when I first turned it on. So, you know, maybe let's hope that they will keep. Oukitel will keep up with the updates, etc, etc. So all in all, I'm going to say excellent screen, and everything else in the middle, not mediocre, above mediocre. You know, the processor, etc. You get you know what you should expect for paying $100, but really you'd be hard pushed to find another phone with a decent screen like this. All in all, it's a pretty decent buy for $100, and I'm sorry it took so long for me to get my first review of 2017 out, but that's the Oukitel U20 Plus. Cheers. Bye.